What's up? What's up? What's up? Another edition of that Legend Leary show. And today's topic is thank you, Vince McMahon, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You have no chance in hell. And he'd be like, you're fired. But yeah, I want to say thank you, Vince McMahon, he's a retired owner of WWF, WWE. But WWF, back when he was running WWF, well, when it was WWF, the golden era, which has brought us Hulk Hogan, larger than life superstars, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake Roberts, Coco Beware, Macho Man Randy Savage, Miss Elizabeth, Sensational Sherry, Dustin Rhodes, Andre the Giant, Earthquake, Tito Santana, Texas Tornado, the Kerry Von Erichs, Texas Tornado, and they bought. Vincent had so much larger than life superstars that we got to see on our screens growing up, and I was always a big WWE fan, the WWF, WWE fan. The golden era was probably one of my favorite eras because like I said, that's the era that had all the larger than life superstars. You know what I'm saying? The best heel in wrestling to me was nobody but Vincent Kennedy McMahon, especially with the Stone Cold era, that when Stone Cold came out with his era when it was WWE. He had the Stone Cold era, but he was one of the best heels I've ever thought. But Vince McMahon also had a lot of scandals going on. I know there was an incident where back in 1983, I think there was an incident where Superfly Jimmy Snuka's wife was found with head trauma, beaten to death. And in 2017, I think they had finally convicted Superfly Jimmy Snuka of that murder of his wife Nancy. So what I understood back then too, Vincent gave a black briefcase to somebody in charge of Superfly's case back then, and at that time the whole case against him killing his wife had disappeared up until 2017 when they finally had charged him. But Superfly Jimmy Snuka had passed away at that time. I know there was an incident with the steroid. There was a steroid scandal where they said Vince was distributing steroids to a lot of the wrestlers there. And when it came about, Hulk Hogan testified against Vince McMahon. So I know there was bad blood between Hogan and Vince for a long time. Because, a lot of like I said, in the golden era, a lot of those wrestlers were jacked up. British Bulldog, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan. You had some pretty big jack guys back then that were juiced up on them roids, though. One of my favorites, when I used to do the interviews, Macho Man, I didn't realize how coked out he was really on his interviews. Like, ooh, yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage is coming at you, the Macho Madness. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was really like on one. Shawn Michaels and all them. You know what I mean? So back in the 80s, wrestling was more like rock. It was more drugs and rock and roll. You know what I'm saying, back then. But my boy Vince McMahon, he finally had retired. I think after he was 77 years old, I believe, when he finally had to retire. And I think he would have still been on board with WWE had the sexual allegations had not come out. I guess he was paying company hush money to the people, some of the hidden affairs that he was having in WWE. One of them came out, I ain't gonna lie, one of them came out and said it was Sasha Banks was one of his hidden affairs, ones that were paid to hush their mouth, but somehow it got put out on the board of directors, so Vince McMahon had no choice but to step down and retire. But I want to say thank you, Vince, because he brought a lot of entertainment to my television. I used to do pro wrestling independent. I still kind of want to go back and do it, but once I get myself back in shape, I feel like I'm in shape now, though, but, I want to get more intensified in shape, though, because I used to do pro wrestling. I've always was a big fan, Junkyard Dog and all them, you know what I mean? So It was just so much that, you know, because I had started watching wrestling in 1985. In 1985, I believe, was when Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the first Royal Rumble there ever was. But yeah, Vince McMahon, man, he has so much going on. He has so much going on. He has so much going on. But I just want to give a shout out and say thank you, Vince McMahon, for all the years of entertainment that you did bring forth to the television screens and making a lot of the larger than life superstars. Now, I believe these days, y'all got to get back to that deal of creating larger than life superstars, because I think the only larger than life superstar there is right now is Roman Reigns. You know, right now, the tribal chief Roman Reigns, and I'm going to be making a video on that one. But then I know there was an incident with Macho Man and Stephanie, and with Stephanie McMahon, which is Vince's daughter. It was alleged that Macho Man had sex with her when she was underage, about 14, 15, which is okay. That maybe explains why Vince McMahon never brought Macho Man back to WWE, because of that issue. Everybody else came back but Macho Man, so that might have been the issue, you know, because he was never brought back or thought about ever again. He finally got put in the Hall of Fame by his brother, I think, Pafo or Polo, one of those two is his brother. But yeah, Macho Man was finally able to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. But Vince McMahon has so much entertainment, like I said, entertainment that I love to watch, and I liked to be a part of, and I was a part of it for a lot of years. I always bought every wrestling game there was. So Vince McMahon has finally retired. He's done. He's not coming back. And I just want to give a shout out and say thank you, Vince, for all the entertainment that you've let me see and let me be a part of for 41 years of my life. Legendary, so y'all won.